In this discussion, I am going to respond whether Donald Trump is a weak president. My response is going to be assisted by the guidance of MAGA individuals. In the discussion which we're going to observe, you are going to see a discussion between millennials and baby boomers. They are having a discussion on the trajectory of the conservative movement. And here, the response which this individual is going to give is after he is being asked, is Donald Trump a weak president? You need to watch or to listen to that response carefully because you are going to understand why Donald Trump, when compared to Barack Obama is better. And the individuals who are giving that response are conservatives. They do think that Donald Trump has fared terribly when you compare him with Barack Obama. Let's have a look.
I would say that the people that are mad at Donald Trump are people like myself. When a guy that I debated for, a guy that I voted for 3 times, said that he was going to deport all these illegals, and yet he's deported less people than Barack Obama,
Right.
a guy that we all don't like. And then if you actually kind of look at the conspiracy behind that, it's because he has all these multinational corporations in his ear basically calling the shots when he says at the beginning of his presidency, well, the hotel workers, they get to stay, it's no big deal. So yeah, I do think that they are being, and like I said, I like Donald Trump, but he's been incredibly weak when it comes to immigration.
From what you can see, this individual voted for Donald Trump 3 times. I believe he went out, campaigned for Donald Trump, went against those individuals who were opposing Donald Trump, and I strongly believe he must have donated to Donald Trump. He voted for Donald Trump 3 times. What were the promises during the campaign of Donald Trump? Deportation of immigrants in the United States, from the United States. Also, there were promised to be local jobs which were to be created in the United States. But this individual is coming to realize that Donald Trump was part of the system. He was not vying for presidency in order to distract the system. He now understands that Donald Trump owns major hotels which employ these immigrants. And why, may you ask, should individuals, more especially big corporates in the United States, prefer immigrants? It's because they can be paid lower prices, lower salaries. That's why Donald Trump will not even attempt to portray himself as an individual who is going to deport cheap labor. Big corporations will not allow Donald Trump. Donald Trump was put into that office from the donations which he received from these big donors. At the same time, you need to realize that one of the individuals whose wealth has increased after assuming presidency is Donald Trump. Donald Trump has made a huge amount of money after the 2024 presidency. He is one of those individuals who has created meme coins. He has created a new phone. We have Trump Bible, and we are waiting for more MLM schemes to emerge because he has 2 more years. These individuals were promising America which was going to be great, which was not going ahead to invade other countries. But how could that have not happened? Yet Donald Trump was sponsored by industrial military complex. Why, where did this person expect the weapons which the United States creates, where are they going to be used? So as you can see clearly, this person, this individual, believes not Donald Trump, but Barack Obama was a better president. Barack Obama deported more immigrants compared to President Donald Trump. And I believe that's why Donald Trump has always hated Barack Obama. So once most Americans, and more especially the conservatives, understand that as long as you are not a wealthy person, as long as you are not in the elite class or the Epstein files class, your vote is just a spice in a bigger menu. There is not going to be that much of influence in your vote. If you want to know this, then respond why Thomas Massey is outside of the government. It's because enough resources were poured into Kentucky electoral primaries, which forced Thomas Massey to be out of the government. So I understand most individuals do perceive Donald Trump as a weak president. But this is not what he portrayed when he was campaigning for himself. I remember some of the discussions which I used to hear of Donald Trump. He used to say that in order for the United States to be protected or to be respected, the United States needed to negotiate from a point of strength. He criticized Biden of being a weak president. But now it turns that even the MAGA individuals have gone a step ahead to call Donald Trump a weak president. We can understand the likes of Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, kind of portraying that the United States is negotiating from a point of strength, more especially when it comes to Iran. We add the whole issue of tariffs, Canada, the issue of Greenland. America has this idea that it is what it used to be in the 60s, in the 90s. But now, most countries, more especially those developing countries, are having alternatives. There's China, there's Russia, and many other emerging countries. We have Brazil, we have India, all of those countries. The United States can't defeat Iran. And it's not only the United States, but it's the United States together with Israel, which is going against Iran. But Iran has proved until now it can sustain the damage of the United States. So Donald Trump is being abandoned. He's turning out to be an orphan. It's not only the MAGA individuals, people who had a huge influence, the likes of Tucker Carlson, deciding to escape from the train before it crashes. Meghan Kelly, Piers Morgan, all of these individuals are leaving Donald Trump. And he is remaining alone with some puppets, the likes of Ben Shapiro, we have the likes of Mark Levine, all of those individuals who are like the mouthpieces of the industrial military complex. So, in the United States, while some individuals are saying that the main problem is immigrants, I believe that's just a distraction. Immigrants are just fighting for their survival because most of these immigrants, the United States has gone ahead and destroyed their own countries. That's why you will find that most of these immigrants probably come from South America, the Middle East, where the United States uses or drops its bombs. So even if you are a MAGA individual who wants America to be to yourself, which At the first place, America was taken away from the natives, the Indies, who were massacred, who were killed. This land was taken from them. Now that some individuals have been living in this place for 400 or 500 years, they have become so complacent in that they forget there was some blood which was shed on this land. Some slaves died on this land. Their labor was taken for free. Once some conservatives come to that opinion, I believe America would be in a great place. Anyway, I would like your thoughts. What is your opinion, more especially when individuals are deciding to abandon Donald Trump because they have come to realization that Donald Trump deceived them? I would like your thoughts in the comment section. Just go ahead, subscribe, like. You can also share. See you in my next one. Siku njema.